We are always looking for that thing or that someone that is hurting us, that is blocking us, that is stopping us, that's causing us from missing out on guidance. We are always looking for that as humans. And the thing that most people don't realize is a lot of your blockages, a lot of your curses are the ones you put on yourself. The most detrimental ones, the most harmful ones, the most powerful ones are generally the curses that we put on ourselves. And a lot of times we don't even realize we're doing it because we do it with a daily habits, things we do in our everyday life. Like we're always trying to look outside of ourselves. Who put something on me? Who did something to me? Who hexing me? And especially us spiritual people. But the reality is, who got roots on me? And listen, one thing I used to like to say, people get mad, baby, listen, ain't nobody got no roots on you, baby. You are the root. You is the root. Let's talk about it. What's up, QC fam? It's Queen Chef, author, healer. I am a chef by trade, writer by gift, healer by nature. I like to talk all things healing, specifically self-mastery, spirituality topics. And I do that by addressing primarily 4 pillars. Those are self-love, addressing inner child wounds, purpose discovery, and energy alignment. Now, this is going to fall under both kind of that self-love and energy alignment, because a lot of times the things we're doing to ourselves are the real problem. Like, it's so often that I have to tell people, like, baby, listen, I'm sorry, but your wounds are self-inflicted. You know what I'm saying? Like, the things that you think are happening to you because of someone else or something else that is outside of you, a lot of times we be wrong. We be wrong. So I'm going to give you some stuff today, 4 things that I can assure you, if you are doing them, like, these are the blockages. This is the curse, the hex that you think somebody else got on you. Number 1, speaking death instead of life. What that means is the stuff you say, and let me also say this right here at the beginning. I know this stuff is usually it's not intentional. A lot of this stuff you just do because it's habit. You just say it out of habit. You're not even really consciously saying it. But the thing you got to understand is the power of the subconscious mind. So when you just saying this stuff, your mind don't know the difference between what you really mean and what you really don't. Because if you're not in alignment, if you're not communicating between mind and heart, and then your body follows, then you're out of alignment. And whatever you say out your mouth, because of the power of the tongue and what the subconscious mind just takes, this is why affirmations are so powerful, and they have been proven to work the way they do, is because you can be saying stuff and your brain don't know it's not real yet. But if you teach yourself to operate like it's real, it becomes real. So that was sidebar. But listen, speaking death instead of life. And what that looks like is, oh, I have such bad luck. Oh, stuff like that don't happen to me. Oh, I'm always broke. I'm always making ends meet. Baby, one thing I ain't never played about, like, since I really learned, probably since I seen The Secret, that documentary, The Secret, the first time, I was maybe, I don't even know how old I was at that time. I do not know. I know I was early 20s. I had to be early 20s. And from the first time I ever seen that, I do not play about calling myself or letting other people call me broke. Baby, I will find another way to word it. I will find another way to put it. I take it that seriously. That's the one thing I do not play by. Do not call me broke. Do not refer. Don't tell me I can't afford. Even people like, we can't afford that. You can't afford that. I can afford whatever I want. Even if I can't, I can, because I will. You know what I'm saying? That's how we have to get down. So, speaking those death things, and not literal death and not actual death, but speaking death over life. Just always talking about your bad luck, always talking about what you don't have. Always, we gotta cut it out. We gotta stop. Because this is the thing to understand. Words are seeds. Seeds get planted. Plants will harvest. So what you put in them words is going to come out in your harvest. So your beginning is your end. How you start is how you finish. If you start on some BS and you talking down on yourself, you never speak life, you never speak the positive things. And I'm not saying I want you to just be all out delusional. Y'all, I'm not. And you know what they say? Hey, Delulu is the Salulu. I do believe in that. However, I want you to get to a place where you really change your mind, where you really believe the thing. Like, let me give you an example. I remember one time after a breakup, I was doing my self-love affirmations, baby. I was going hard, because it's like, after a while, it's like when you know how to heal yourself from something, when you know the things you do, you just jump into doing it. And so in this situation, this was years ago, but in this particular situation, baby, I needed them affirmations, and I needed them daily. And so I was repeating them. And that was, I would say, halfway through, like, let's say I was doing it for a month or whatever, however long it took. Let's say it was a month. 2 weeks in, I was really believing those things. So that's what I mean when I say I don't want you to necessarily always be delusional about it, but I want you to understand you're going to feel weird at first, but you have to make the effort to change the seeds that you are planting so that you get a better harvest. And I promise you, you got to trust me. Do you trust me? Hold my hand. Do you trust me? You got to understand that you will eventually believe these things. You may not believe all your affirmations at first. You might not. But you continue to say them, and you continue to say them. And as you see, I promise, little things will come out. You'll start to see little things that will show you evidence of those affirmations. And then you build on those little things, and you start to see bigger things. Like one of my favorite affirmations is miracles happen for me every day. Miracles happen all around me every day. I'm a miracle magnet. And then things just happen that other people, I could be on the phone with somebody and be like, this man just paid for my oil change. Shit like that just happened to me. But it took for me to get to a place where I believe it. I believe my affirmations. You know what I'm saying? So you may have to start small. You may have to start with a few little things. You may have to start with just breaking these habits of first, stop speaking death over yourself. And remember I said it's not literal death, but any negativity, any negative things. And one thing I always do like some kind of motion. Now I like to snap. So like it's really, there's probably a connection to it somewhere in like sound study or something, but it's just, for me, it's just helpful. I'll think a negative thought, and immediately after thinking it, I just, gotta go. Like, you know, it's just a reminder to myself. I could be having a negative, like I could be sitting next to somebody or having a conversation with somebody, and a negative thought pop in my head, and I go to snapping. But I'm just snapping myself back to get that thought out of my head. I don't know the science behind it, but it worked for me. So get you something, if you have to, that helps snap you out of those sunken places, those negative thoughts, something that snap you back into reality. Like, we ain't doing that. That's not me. We ain't doing that no more. We speak in life now. You know what I'm saying? Second thing, ignoring your intuition. This is a big one. This is a big one. Everybody has intuition. Everybody has intuition. You get those intuitive nudges, those little signs, little things you hear, little things you see, that gut feeling, little things you feel, and you just ignore it. And let me tell you what happens when you ignore your intuition. When you ignore your intuition, you're doing a few things, but the biggest one is you're telling yourself that you do not trust yourself. And if you don't trust yourself to make good decisions for you, you're going to keep making the same poor mistakes. You will repeat mistakes over and over and over because you simply ignored your intuition. Think about when you enter a new situation, a new romantic situation with a person, and you're like, well, you know, I know they said this right here. My gut feeling kind of telling me that don't really sound right. It kind of sound a little off, but I ain't gonna worry about it right now. And when you just ignore that, now, for one, you're not fine-tuning your intuition the way you're supposed to be. Your intuition is supposed to be getting better and sharper as you go through life. But when you ignore it, it's just like, well, you know, she getting the feeling, she getting the little nudges, but she ignoring them. So ain't no point. What can we do? That's your insides. That's your mind, your intuition, your feelings. Just like, well, there's nothing else I can do. And eventually, it's like, I won't say you'll stop getting the nudges, but the more you ignore them, the less and less and less you are able to improve at actually utilizing your intuition. So basically, like they say, if you don't use it, you lose it. Now, your intuition ain't going nowhere, like I said, but if you just continue to ignore it, you're just constantly having missed guidance. You literally have an inner guide. Like, everybody wants everything to be outside of them. Like, I respect spirit guides and our deities and all of those of us who have Orisha and those of us who communicate with ancestors, those of us who pray, whomever you pray to the God of your understanding, baby. But listen, it's just that inner guidance is very important. And the more you just ignore it, that's more and more misguidance, which means more and more repeated mistakes. So when you're in situations where like, oh, I keep dating the same person in different bodies. Well, what you thought was going to happen? What you thought was going to happen when you're ignoring your intuition time after time after time after time? Like, I'm telling you, that is one of your strongest gifts. And if you use it, it will get better and better and better. But if you ignore it, it's just like, well, we'll get a little sign, but we know she ain't going to listen anyway. So, you know, we ain't going to do nothing else. And you're literally wanting guidance, and then you get in these bad situations or these situations that become bad because of your poor decision making. And then you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You was told what to do from the beginning. So stop ignoring your intuition. Even if it just means pausing, slowing down, ask more questions. Respond to your intuition. Don't just ignore it. Number 3, accepting limiting beliefs. Now, these limiting beliefs can come from outside of you, inside of you. It could just be based on how you were raised. Kind of goes along with the first one as far as speaking death over instead of life. But this is more just the things that you just naturally believe. Oh, things like that don't happen to people like me. Struggle has to come before real love. Struggle has to come before success. Oh, love hurts. Everybody cheats. Everybody, like those things that include, these are your keys that is probably a limiting belief. Those things that include, oh, everybody's this way, everybody's that way. So words like everybody, never, always. Those are some keys that you're probably dealing with limiting beliefs, because they are generalizations and they do not allow you to have the freedom to open up your mind to all of the possibilities of the amazing things that can happen to you. So when your beliefs are limited, your mind is just not open to all the great things that can happen. And beliefs, what you believe inside, regardless of what you say, and this is the thing too, you could say one thing, and this is why I say eventually you will start to believe your affirmations, and that is important because you'll see bigger evidence of them at once you start to believe. But the thing is, if you allow limiting beliefs to drive you, what you have to understand is those beliefs become the instructions for your mind. Those beliefs become the instructions for your life and for what happens. And when you're being instructed by limiting beliefs, your mind is not going to let you be wowed by life. It's not going to let you be wowed by your environment and all the possibilities. And the issue with that is your mind controls everything else around you. That is why I say even subconscious, conscious, what you say matters, because your mind controls everything. You make things happen with your mind. You see them in your mind's eye first, right? So you have to eliminate those limiting beliefs. Stop saying it, stop thinking it, cleanse it out of your system. All those things you were told, like growing up, we was always told like we couldn't afford this or we couldn't afford that. I hate when people say that. I don't believe that. If there's anything I cannot buy at this time, I can afford it, and I'm gonna afford it when the time comes. I may not be able to go out and purchase it right now, but I don't allow myself to believe that I can't afford something, because there's a big difference between I'm not able to purchase that right now and I can't afford that. I can afford that is a mindset. I can't afford that becomes your lifestyle. So you settle. Limiting beliefs force you to settle into whatever you are, wherever you are. And we all know that's just not how we make greater things happen in our lives. Last but not least, remaining in places or situations that disrespect, disregard, or dishonor you. And that can be jobs, like I said, places or situations, jobs, relationships, cities, homes, environments, neighborhoods. Remaining in places that disrespect, disregard, or dishonor you. Remind yourself that you have options and then go after those other options. Staying in places as if you don't have options to move, as if you don't have options to leave, to go out and seek more, again, causes you to settle. These are the things that makes people stay stuck. These are the things that make people feel stuck in life. You won't allow yourself to branch out. Why are you remaining in a place where you feel disrespected? Why are you remaining in a place where you are not honored, you are not valued, you are not lifted up? You are not considered, you are disregarded, you are not treated as important or of having any significance. Why do you choose to just stay there? That's a curse on yourself. All these 4 things that I just mentioned, these are the ways that you are cursing yourself, and these are the curses you put on yourself. Once again, I just want to reiterate, the curses you are putting on yourself are way bigger, way more powerful, way more detrimental than anything, any hex, any curse that anybody else can be putting on you. Because quiet as kept, nobody else can curse you without your permission. But that's another conversation for another day. That one get a little deeper into the spirituality talk. But please understand, you doing stuff and like stop worrying about who's doing what to you, who's doing what behind your back. If somebody throwing something on you, baby, ain't nobody got no roots on you. You are the root. If you are doing these things and you are not addressing it, you're the root. Okay? I know this is serious, but listen, I play all day. I play too much, I know. But I take this very seriously. You have to change these things. You have to start to change these things. Don't worry about it if you can't get them all in a day. Take the 4, write them down, start with the first one. Just start with your words. Because you change your language, you can change your mind. You change your mind, you can change your life. You feel me? To wrap this up, understand your words, your beliefs, the stories you tell about yourself, the stories you let others tell about you, the stories you tell to yourself, the things you defend, that creates your reality. And if you allow those things to create your reality when they're negative, they are literally creating the reality that you are trying to escape. I'm just a messenger. That's what I got for y'all today. I hope that this was helpful to somebody. Please remember to like the video. I truly, truly appreciate it. If this was helpful to you, drop me a heart in the comments. I appreciate those. Y'all be well. I'm going to do the same.